What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. You're tuned in to our Black Friday episode. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And welcome to another episode of Black Friday. The title of today's show speaks volumes. Cutthroat Black Folk. I'm going to say that again. Cutthroat Black Folk. Now, in past episodes, we've discussed white America and the role they play in stunting the growth of Black America. We've also discussed how some less fortunate blacks view successful blacks. Not to mention, we've discussed crime in the black community, drugs in the black community, and how it contributes to the destruction of the black community. But there is one thing that I don't think we really think about. And believe it or not, I think it's part of the problem when it comes to us getting ahead as a people. And that is when black people mess over other black people for personal gain or just out of spite. I'm not talking about robbing or stealing or committing something out of spite or committing a spiteful act toward a stranger. I'm talking about messing over friends, families, or a business partner, or whomever you trusted to do right by you, but they messed over you in some way, shape, or form. So, with that being said, fellas, do y'all know anybody that had a cutthroat experience with someone, or if you had one yourself, where black person you expected to do right by you and they messed over you for personal gain or just out of spite?
This is Comedian 96. I've had the one that comes to mind that I can remember. This is when I very first got out of the military, and when I got out, it was kind of a little difficult to find a job.
Okay,
and
don't say that person's name.
I'm not. It was difficult to find a job when I first got out. So I'll never forget. It was me and a really good friend of mine. We were at the store, and we ran into a buddy. I won't say his name.
Mm-hmm.
And we was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" You know, we see him doing good, man. He had a nice truck. I can't say what kind because we'll know. You'll know. Nice truck, everything. Yeah, man, I got this job over here. Man. I'm watching. You know, I do this, and this is what we do. This is where you go. Blah blah blah. He tell us about the job, man. It's a great career, man. I ain't gonna never leave this job. So I'm like, they hiring? Yeah, man, they hiring, man. Where can I go online? Or they wasn't online because it was a long time ago. Where can I go to apply? Cricket. Hey man, I gotta go. Hey man, hey, where can I go to apply? As you're walking out the store, where can I go to apply? No response. You just told me all the great things about your job, but when it comes to applying, you can't hear me. I think that was the dirt. That was kind of one of the dirtiest things because I really was looking for a job, right? That was, to me, that's like, it's a crabs in the bucket effect. It's like, you don't want me to come up either. You want me to stay down. So
that was a personal friend that you thought would do right by you.
Yes.
and hooking you up?
Yeah, try to tell me go to apply. I ain't say put it in the word for me. Let me just go apply. You can even tell me where to go fill out the application.
Do you view that as cutthroat, K Money?
Shady.
Yeah, shady is the word that comes to mind when I think of that. However, I think we see a lot of black folks do a lot of cutthroat things when it comes to when people pass away, you know, and it's time to spread the estate around, or you know, whatever's left. You know, you see a lot of true colors from your family around that time. You know, I haven't experienced this myself, but you know, I've seen it and it's a shame, you know. That,
You're not lying.
yeah, you'll really see, you know, how evil money can make one. You know, and we've talked about that as well in regards to black folk and the things that it'll make you do.
That's another one that was personally happened to me, Freddie G. This was fairly recent. Family member passed, and I have this thing. Passing death money, I don't take it. I don't take a penny. I don't care if my relatives has $1 billion. I will not take death money. Insurance, I don't do it. I'll take it and give it to your kids, whatever. I just that kind of money, I don't want it. But I saw the fights between the other, because he's this family member had like two sides to the family, and that was the whole talk during the whole. This man in the whole casket, you talking about who getting this and this money and this, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man, we at a funeral. We talk about that later. So yeah, that is some cutthroat stuff to be talking about that at a funeral. It really is bad.
Let me ask y'all, what effect on the person that experience being cutthroated on, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
What effect do you think that have on that person moving forward and with their life?
It'll make you say, you know what? That's a lesson learned, and that won't happen again. Now you pay more attention to conversation that you get from, you know, this type of decision, because I would think this would be business-wise, right? So you would already say, hey, I'm not doing business with this person again because you burned me once already, and I'm not going to deal with you like that because I don't want it to happen again, so I'll just stay away from it.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Yeah, it's my fault at that point.
Exactly.
So I'm done right then. You know, that's just business. And I think anybody that's going to be successful in any business is going to make you step your game up because it's going to happen to you.
I think that's in life in general.
Yeah, and anything you do in life, you know, it's going to be something like that.
Okay, so I think that I'm with you. I think that what that does to a person, it causes trust issues.
Right.
Most definitely.
I think it also can cause missed opportunities. Let me elaborate with that. For the individual that got messed over, they don't want to let their guards down anymore.
Right.
So that a business opportunity may come their way, but they may miss it because they're afraid to let their guards down because of what happened to them in the past. So they may miss out on a blessing, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that falls along the line with a failed business venture. So if you in business with somebody and that person messed over you, y'all could have had a lucrative business going on, but now it's defunct because this individual wanted to be a cutthroat individual. And so, and of course, loss of friendship.
Right.
Of course, always.
That always happens.
And I say that because I think about the early 90s. And in the early 90s, when rap was starting to boom, you had these independent record labels. And these independent record labels were owned by black men. Small little companies, but they figured out this music game and with this rap. Right. And now fast forwarding to today, those people are rich. And those rappers that they used or that was signed to them that got them the money that they needed to build their company, a lot of those rappers are broke.
Yeah.
And they're broke because of the cutthroat contracts that these labels put out there. That's another example of cutthroat black folk. Now here it is, you're rich. Your kids are able to live well and eat good. Your grandkids living well and eat good. Now here it is, you wouldn't be rich if it wasn't for my talent.
Yeah. You robbing the man that you eating off of.
Can you break it down like as far as from top to how the money? Just say you have.
Okay, so I'll try to condense this, right?
Right.
Let's say you are an independent record label, and you discover some talent, and that individual is really good at rapping, right? but you are a record label, but this other person is a record label on paper.
Right.
And that person spends, let's say, about $2,000
Okay.
on your talent to make you a demo or something
Okay.
with 3 songs. Take those songs and take it to a big record label in Hollywood somewhere, and say, in California somewhere, and say, hey, I got this talented artist. You guys should hear him. They hear him and say, yes, we like him. We want to sign him. And you, the record company who was just on paper, that only put up about $2,000, say, no. He's signed to me.
Oh, the got it.
We just need a distribution deal.
Gotcha.
And they say, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you $1 million to go and complete the project, the album.
Right.
Well, the artist who you took up there to get this $1 million, he doesn't know that you got $1 million. All he knows is that my record's fit to be all over the country.
Yeah.
He wasn't at the meeting.
He wasn't at the meeting.
Yeah.
So now you take 100,000 of this $1 million, and you get a record label, a nice little warehouse, and put some stuff up in there. Cost you about 100,000, and then you give that rapper about 50,000 to put in his pocket.
Yeah.
Say, man, we got us a deal. You give him about 50,000. Well, that's still what, over 800,000, 9,000.
yeah.
That's not accounted for, that this rapper don't even know about.
Yeah.
But you got the deal based upon his talent.
Oh, that is.
Now, moving forward, this rapper also signed a crazy ass contract, and in that contract, he didn't know nothing about publishing.
Yeah.
He didn't know nothing about mechanical royalties.
All he saw was
He
that-
didn't know nothing about none of that stuff.
It,
And now here it is, X amount of years later, and he hears one of his old rap songs on television.
wow.
Well, all this publishing and mechanical royalties and all that stuff is going to the record label, to the guy that signed
That
it.
signed him.
And that person is rich now.
Yeah.
And so I think that's cutthroat because the actual label, they knew.
Dang.
And now here's the thing: it's probably been going on in Hollywood amongst the white folks
For years.
For
For
years.
years.
But them white folks,
Yeah.
nah, you supposed to be my brother.
True.
You supposed to be my brother.
Yeah.
And you gave me this cutthroat contract. Now I know I probably wasn't educated like you are to know about these publishing and royalties. But you're supposed to be my brother,
Yeah.
and you messed me around. So that's what I be cutthroat black folk.
That's definitely
You ain't
cutthroat.
lying. That's cutthroat, man. $1 million to my 50.
Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy? It makes me think. Just say, look, somebody growing up in the hood. You know, they ain't never had $200.
That's why it's
and
easy
you
to get
wave
away with those types of-
50,000 in their face.
And here goes something else.
Man.
Here goes something else. Like, and you would probably speak to this comedian 96. I hear a lot of these comedians, these headline comedians. I've heard instances where they'll get a local comedian to open up for them, and they'll lowball them and pay them crumbs.
Yeah.
And they'll tell them, for the most part, for lack of better words, it's an honor for you to open up for me. You should be privileged. You got to pay your dues.
Yeah.
But you done lowball this man and gave him $100.
Yep.
And just because you are a huge comedian and you gave him $100 and tell him to do, I need you to do 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they'll come back and backdoor you and say, who wouldn't want to make $100 for 5 minutes worth of work?
Yeah. True. That is true. And I feel bad because I think a lot of females get lowballed in the comedy industry. They really get lowballed, and those girls be good. But I know of one incident also. A well-known comedian, you all know, on shows that we watched, all of us watched, had a show here in Houston, and it was a comedian that unknown comedian, local talent, and that person called another person and said, "Hey, I got a show already, but this well-known guy wants me to open up for him." Trying to, see if that other comedian would help them out. They allegedly did what Steve Harvey did. I mean, and call, because she was like, I already got 2 shows. So, you know, she was thinking that other comedian was their friend. And that person really just picked up the phone, called that well-known comedian and say, hey, they won't be able to do it. You think I can do it? I can open up for you.
So she backdoored.
She backdoored. Yeah. So that's low. To me, that's low. That is cutthroat to me, because
she could have forewarned her and asked to do you.
Yeah. Hey, can I call, since you already got a show?
Yeah.
Can I call? Cool.
Black
And then
folk, cutthroat.
yeah. But you hang up. All right, girl. I gotta go take care of something. And you.
Let me ask you this: do y'all think that cutthroat people, they can actually recognize their prey after being around them for about a week or two? They can recognize, oh, this person is easy to get over on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they can think that, right? They can think that, and yeah. I'll take that back. Yeah.
I think it's easy to identify, you know, when you can get. I mean, I'm not gonna say 100% of the time you're gonna be right, but 9 times out of 10, you could tell somebody that's easy to get over.
So, do you think a cutthroat person, like, they're wired? They're not wired to just go in intentionally say, okay, well, I just want to see who I can get over on. It's just that because that's their mentality, they go in, and then once they've been around the person for so long, or a week or two, and be like, oh, I can get that person.
Yeah, I be watching 60 Days In. I don't think it's no different. They always home in on the weak one, right? I think even on the outside world, if they think they can get over somebody, they gonna get over.
So do you think that cutthroat people are kind of bullies? You think they could be bullied?
Yeah.
Opportunists. More opportunities. I ain't gonna say bullies. Opportunists, because you can't bully everybody, especially not every black person. You know what I'm saying? I'll say opportunists. They just do anything to get wherever they'll do anything to get to where they want to go, even if it means stepping on your neck or whatever. So that's what I think.
I agree with that.
Okay, yeah, and I think that if you're a cutthroat person, you'll cheat on the small things, like super small things.
Well, your everything is to win wherever it's at, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah.
You know?
So, true story. I'm not saying no names, but true story. I know of someone that was in a situation, and they trusted somebody to pawn some things for them because they needed some money. And the reason why they trusted that individual is because they didn't know anything about pawn shops or nothing. So they said, okay, hey, can you pawn these things and take the money to this individual over here who I'm looking out for? So that person went and pawned the stuff, but the money never made it over there.
That's cutthroat.
That's cutthroat.
And here's the thing. That person was like a dear a friend of that individual. Like they've been knowing each other for years.
Right.
For years. Now, is there any kind of way you can give that individual a benefit of the doubt?
No. Not at all.
Nah.
There's no way possible. You know? Because it was supposed to be understood. These were the instructions.
Yeah, that's stealing, you know.
You stole that.
You lie, you steal.
Yeah.
And for one, you used me because you knew I didn't know how to do it. And then I allowed you to use me. So I'm wrong too in this whole situation because I should, even though I trusted you and you was the cutthroat, that was my fault for even trusting you. Now, well, that's my mentality. You know, I'll try to do it myself if especially on the situation. I wouldn't put you in a situation where you could take no money from me. I'm just different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, now, before I segue into my black fact, let me say this, right? If you are a cutthroat person, you don't respect the person that you're messing over.
At all.
With that said, there's two things I want to say. You don't have to respect me. Just don't disrespect me. You can use me. Just don't misuse me. Now, for our black fact, you can't take back. Today is going to be a little different. I'm going to share a story with you guys. And this story is about one black person using another black person to help a black person. So, actress Felicia Rashad, best known as Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show, she was teaching at Howard University when one of her students was accepted in the British American Drama Academy, their summer program. Now, the program was too expensive for the student to afford it, so that student couldn't afford it. So Felicia Rashad called up one of her friends and told her friend about the student. Her friend was like, I got it. Her friend paid the full tuition of that student to attend that program. That student was the late Chadwick Boseman, and that friend was Denzel Washington. So, with that being said, that's excellence. And everybody can learn from that. This concludes another dope episode of Black Friday. Tune in tomorrow for Music Monday. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and follow my YouTubers. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.